Hello students, welcome back class 12. Today I am discussing a new topic 1D array, 2D array, series and data frame comparative UC and each element accessing with the help of for loop. Okay, so you can see. Suppose simply we have 1D Numpy array, 1D Numpy array. I want to access each and every element. So for Numpy we must use import Numpy as NP. Okay. Here I am using list concept. Here I am using 10, 20, 13. And here I am using np.array method. Okay, this is our 1D array, means single line we can store. Either it may be row, either it may be one column, either it may be one row. We can consider as you wish, but this is a very single line. Horizontally we can imagine, vertical you can imagine, no problem. So here I am using n1 variable. So in n1 variable, in 0 index you can see 10, in 1 you can see 20, and 2 we can think 13. So I want to display each and every element with the help of for loop. So here for controlling index, here I am using I variable. For I in range function we know very well, because index always start from 0. So here I am using 0, comma, how many element? So we can use len, in square bracket we can use n1. So n1 here it will give 3. So in range function 0, comma 3 means 0, 1, 2. Okay. So 0 will store in I, n1, I means 0. So n1 of 0 will display 10. Again loop will work. Range function will give 1. I have 1. So n1 in inside 1. So it will display 20. Again loop will work. Range will give 2. In I variable 2. So in n1 bracket 2. So it will display 13. And there is no index, so it will display stop the loop. Okay students, so I want to run this program. So I want to select this code. Okay, I want to copy and I want to paste this code here. I want to paste this code here. I want to save and I want to run this program. So what is the output of this code? You can see the output of this code. You can see 10, 20 and 13. Okay. Same program I want to convert into Pandas series. Simply we can use import Pandas as PD. Here I am using suppose series S. Here I am using PD. Here I am using series. Okay, other thing is as it is you can use. Here I am using len s. Here I am using s. Okay, so here I am using save and run this program again. So you can see the output of this code 10, 20, 30. So same program, but here I am using Pandas series. Okay, so it is a single line. Here I am using list concept. Okay, 10, 20, 30, same thing, 0 in 10, 1 in 30 and 2 in 30. So here I am for controlling index. Here I am using I variable. In range always start from 0 and index always 0, and here how many element? 3. So we can use len function. In bracket we can pass s, so it will give 3. So 0, comma 3. So it will give 0, 1, 2. So 0, 10, 1, 23 and 2, 30. So in I 0, so s of 0 will give 10. Again loop will work. I have 1. So s of 1 will give 20. Again loop will work and I have 2. So s of 2 will give 13. Okay, I want to save and run this program again. So what is the output of this code? So you can see same output you will get 10, 20 and 30. Okay, so directly you can display, directly we can use print s. Okay, so there is no problem, directly we can display our data directly. Okay, so you can see the output. So you can see here 0, 10, 20, 30. So this is the output of print s. and simply we can display 10, 20, 30 accessing each element with the help of for loop. Direct printf will give index, including index you can see the output. Okay students, now next is, this is our 2D numpy array. Here you can see we have multiple lines. Here you can see we have multiple lines, or we can say we have multiple columns. Okay, so here we can say 0 have 5, 3, 4, 1 we have 7, 5, 8, 2 we have 6, 8, 3, 3 have 9, 10, 6. Okay, in 0 column 5, 7, 6, 9. In one column 3, 5, 8, 10. In 2, 4, 8, 3, 6. So what is the 5? We can use 0, 0 will give 5, 0, 1 give 3, 0, 2 will give 4, 1, 0 will give 7, 1, 1 will give 5, 1, 2 will give 8, 2, 0 will give 6, 2, 1 will give 8, 2, 2 will give 3, 3, 0 will give 9, 3, 1 will give 10, 3, 2 will give 6. So I want to first store this 2D array. Okay, here I want to copy. Okay, and in programming I want to paste. Okay, so this is our 2D array. Okay, in practically you can see this is our data, and I want to use, here I am using nesting list, means this is our opening and closing, and inside you can see multiple list, list 1, list 2, list 3 and list 4. And here I am using np.array because here this is our 2D numerical array. So I want to display, so here I am using print array. Okay, I want to save and I want to run this program. So what is the output of this code? You can see the output of this code directly. You can see 5, 3. Okay, this is our first, this is our second row, this is our third row, and this is our fourth row, and this is our first column, second column and third. Okay students, now I want to save and I want to display each and every element with the help of loop. So here I am using this loop concept. I want to copy and I want to paste this code here. Okay students, so you can see this is our loop. I want to save and run this program again. So you can see the output of this code again, 5, 3, 4, 7, 5, same output you will see again, but here I am using each and every value. So first we use rows. This is our loop, inside loop, this is our outer loop, this is our inner loop. Outer loop control all the rows. Okay, so we can use 1, 2, 3 and 4. So here I am using for row in range 0, len. Len means array. Array have total 4 rows. So 0, 4. So we can say 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now print. So it will display each row in next new line. And here we can use call in range 0, len array of row. So first row have 3 elements. So it will give 0, 3 means 0, 1, 2. Okay. Now here I am using array in square bracket row, column, means we can say 0, 0 will give 5, 0, 1 will give 3, 0, 2 will give 4. Okay. Now again loop will work here. It will select next row. This row will select. We can say 1. Okay. So in array of 1, how many elements? We have 3 elements. Okay. So in row 1, column we have 0. So 1, 0 will give 7, 1, 1, give 5, 1, 2 will give 8. Okay. So again loop will work. It will select the next row. It will select 2. Now array of 2 have 3 elements. Okay. So 2, 0, it will give 6, 2, 1 will give 8, 2, 2 will give 3. Again loop will work. It will select the next last row 3. Okay, so it will give 3 in row 3, and column in third row we have 3 elements. So it will give 3. So 3 comma 0 it will give 9, 3 comma 1 it will give 10, 3 comma 3 will give 6. So in this style we can access each and every value. Okay students, I want to save. Okay, now next thing is same program but same values you can see, but here I am using DataFrame. Here Numpy Array, here I am using pd.DataFrame. Same value you can see. Okay, same index you can see 0, 5, 3, 4, 7, 5, 8, 6, 8, 3, 9, 10, 6, 5, 7, 6, 9, 3, 5. Okay, so this is our column value you can see. But this time here this data will convert into Pandas DataFrame. Okay, so I want to select this code completely and I want to copy and I want to paste here. Okay students, now I want to save this program and run this program again. So it will give invalid index. So here, because here bracket is missing, okay, I want to save and run this program again. So you can see the output of this code. So same output you will see again. Suppose here I am using print df. Okay, and I want to close and I want to save and I want to run this program again. So you can see the output of this code. Okay, so you can see here print df, so it will display this entire data frame in this 5, 3, 4, 7, 5, 8, 6, 8, 3, 9, 10, 6, and this is our first column 5, 7, 6, 9. As it is you can see 3, 5, 8, 10 and but I want to display each and every. So first I am using 0, 0, it will give 5, 0, 1 it will give 3, 0, 2 it will give 4. But I want to know the size. What is the shape? Okay, so shape you can see here we have 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Okay, and 3 columns, first, second, third. So and df.shape will give 4, 3. RC have 4, 3, but 4 in our 0 index position. So total row we can total row have 4 and 3 in our 1 index, in RC variable in 1 index. So total column we have 3. So total row 4 value and total column will have 3 value. So same here total row and total column I want to mention here. This variable here I am using total row and total column, this variable here I am using total column, and here I am using current row and here I will select current column. Okay, and here I am using ilog, we know very well, and here we can mention row or col. So currently available value we can display. Okay, 0, 0 will give 5, 0, 1 will give 3, 0, 2 will give 2. So this loop will work and each time every row will select and every row in every column you will see, and here I am using ilog function. So this value will display 1 by 1. Okay students, so this is our Pandas data frame loop. Okay, so 4 row in range. So 0, total row means here we can say 4. So 0, 4. So we can say 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now print blank. So it will display in blank line. So row call in range 0, total call. So total call means here we know 3. So 0, 3 means 0, 1, 2. Okay, so 0, 1, 2. Now in current situation we are in our 0 row and we have our all column values. So in ilog 0 row, okay, column is our 0. 0 row and column 0. So 0, 0 will give 5. Again loop will work. Now it will give 1. So row 0, call 1. So 0, 1 will give 5. Again loop will work. It will give 2. So 0, 2 will give 4. Now the first row will display 5, 3, 4. Now again loop come back to our for loop. Okay, it will select next row 1. it will select next row 1 and print. So it will display in new line, it will display in cursor in new line. Again call in range. So total element of second row we have 3. So again 0, 3. Okay, we know very well. So 0, 1, 2. Now row is our 1. Okay, and column is 0. So 1, 0 will give 7. Again loop will work. So 1, 1. So it will give 5. Again loop will work. So 1, you can see 2. So it will give 8. So in this style, this loop will work and display each and every value. Okay, students. So here, so this is our each and element value accessing. Now this is our last example. Same example you can see here. This from here to here, same coding you will see again. Okay, from here to here, this coding and this coding exactly same. There is nothing changed. So we can say this is our standard formula. But here I am using this data. Month, cells 1, cells 2. This is our user defined column index. Here 0, 1, 2. This is our default numerical index. Here month, cells 1, cells 2. This is our we can say default label column index. Okay, and here I am using this type of data. So I want to display. So here only I want to change that this data here I want to store in this style. Here I want to copy and I want to paste here. Only this part I want to change. Okay, and other part as it is here I am not changing. Okay, I want to save and I want to run this program. So you can see the output of this coding. Okay, now print DAF. So you can see month, cells 1, cells 2. So you can see month, cells 1, cells 2. Okay, so print DF you can see 0, 1, 2, 3. In 0 you can see Jan 5, 3. Jan 5, 3. In 1 you can see Feb 7, 5. Feb 7, 5. In 2 you can see March 6, 8. So you can see March 6, 8. In 3 you can see April 9, 10. April 9, 10. You can see. But I want to display each and every value one by one. Okay, you can see in the last. So this output I want one by one. So for this output here I am using this coding. So first we use df.shape. So how many rows? You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Total 4 rows. How many columns? 1, first, second, third. So it will give 4, 3. It will give 4, 3. So the position of 4 in the RC variable we can say R of 0. So it will in total row will store 4. So 4, 3. So the position of 3 in RC variable in one index. So 3 will store in total column. Okay. So total row have 4. Total call have 3. Okay. Now here I am using for loop. Same thing you can see 4 row in range 0, 4. So it will display 0, 1, 2, 3. Means 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we have all the rows. Print. So it will display new line. Here I am using for first row we have 3 columns. So here I am using 0, total call. So 0, 3. So we can say 0, 1, 2. Okay. Now df.ilog. Row have 0 because this is 0. Month means this is also 0 inside. So 0, 0 it will display Jan. Here 0, 1 so it will display 5. Here 0, 2 it will display 3. Okay, so this loop will stop. Again loop come back to here in this line. Here it will select next row 1 in row variable 1. Again print. So it will display in new line. But in this, how many elements? So it will again 0, total call again 3. So we can say 0, 1, 2. Now row is 1. Row is 1. Month is 0. So 1, 0 it will give 5. Again 1, 1 will give 7. Here again 1, 2 will give 5. Okay, so this output you can see again. So again loop will work. It will select the next row 2. Okay, so print. So it will display new line. So how many element in second position row? We have 3. So again 0, 3. So we can say 0, 1, 2 because range will create 0, 1, 2. So 2, 0 it will display March. 2, 1 it will display 6. So 2, 2 it will display 8. Now this will stop. Again loop come to here and last row is our 3. Okay. So this will give 3 print. So it will display new line. But in this third row, how many elements? So it will give again 3. So 3, 0 it will give April. 3, 1 it will give 9. 3, 2 it will give 10. So this loop will give one by one output. Directly you can use printdf. So it will directly store. But if you want to check each and every value one by one, so in DataFrame, so we can use this coding. First you count how many rows and column, df function, and in df you must select total rows and columns separately. Then this total row and total column you can use in loop. Then we can access each and every value line by line, or you can display. Okay students, so today I am discussing 1D array and 2D array, each element value accessing using loop, and same program you can see series and data frame. Practically here I was explained. So each element you can see using for loop. Hope you understand this programming. Okay students, thank you so much.